And everybody is, wow, hey Corey, how's it going? It's been a crazy day, so I hope you've all had a great Monday, but it has been a busy Monday as we've just been doing a million calls today. And I have been so excited about the stuff that we're hearing on these calls. So if you are not in the I'm in section, we are really starting to put in some focus on building this business, and I'm super excited about it. And I just got more confirmation today that we have the best culture and the best distributors this industry has. And so I'm super excited about what we get to see over the next 6 months. It's going to be absolutely incredible. So let's talk a little bit. We had a great weekend. So it's very different. We were looking to have FlexCast, but we didn't. We had our first BIO, brand influencer orientation. And Corey, actually, it was pretty fun. I mean, we had a lot of people on and we had a lot of good contacts. So if you were on that call and you're on here right now, throw some fire in there just so that people can see that, you know, you guys thought it was great and they got some good information out of the BIO. And it's weird, Corey, because I'm looking up here and it says like we have 0 people on.
Yeah, I was looking at that. It's not true.
It's not true. I'm looking at people in the chat. So I hope everyone can see us okay. It's just StreamYard, once again, being StreamYard. But all right, so I thought the BIO was great. And I think it was really good because what it is it gets you going and understanding right from the very beginning. This is how we go build this business. And this is why we do it. And this is why we want to do it, because it's got a result to it. And it was great having Dan to go on through some of the comp plan. And sometimes it's just hard to understand a comp plan. I'm actually going to go through the comp plan with some slides here so you can really truly understand what we're talking about on the 3 key places to get started, which is your customer bonus, your fast start bonus, and then the 2-team pay. Making you understand, let you understand exactly why it is, and ultimately explaining to you why. Every time I'm talking to everybody about it, we are building one single block of repetition. That's it. It's you get in, help somebody get in, and get there too. That's it. That's the whole building block for everything we do. I used to call it a pod. It's the power of duplication, and that's kind of how we did everything. And Corey's been with me. We've built so many graphics on the pod. I can't even tell you how many times we've done it, because that is all there is to building this business. And the better you get at understanding that and doing it over and over and over again, the bigger your business gets. So it's really pretty straightforward. But I want to go through that today. I want to talk about a little bit of what's coming up for this week. I know we have a great FlexCast coming up on Thursday night. So a little twist to how we do it, with Thursday night now being the FlexCast. This one will be pre-recorded. So we're going to actually record this on Wednesday. And there's a couple reasons why we're doing that. Number one, because we need guests that can't necessarily make it on Thursday nights. And then furthermore, we get to spend more time and we're there, by the way. It's not like we're just playing it and walking away. We're there in the chat. And I think it's great because now Corey and I can both be in the chat and we can actually sit there and talk about things as they're happening, and we can elaborate on things in the chat. While if I'm still doing all the talking, I can't do that. And I feel like I've missed a lot of stuff in the chat that I would love to interact with, but I just can't do it because I can't watch them all at the same time. So this is exciting on how we're doing it. So we'll just give it a shot. I'm going to give it a shot on Thursday night, 8 p.m. Central Time. All right, Corey, let's do a little bit of stuff here on our comp plan. So I want to start with talking about the customer bonus. Now, every one of our subscriptions has a CV, or commissionable value or volume, that's attached to it. It's 80% of whatever the retail cost is, okay? That's what we use to calculate the commissions, not the price. And so we look at the CV. Now, if I'm looking at a customer bonus, it pays 25% on the CV, okay? And then 75% of the CV goes into the 2-team pay or into the binary. And so I want to make sure we really understand how this all works. And do I see Cindy Marshall? And that's incredible. So guys, if you don't know, Cindy's had a little bit of a little hospital stay, and I am so glad to see you here. Throw some fire up and some best wishes and some prayer hands up for Cindy Marshall. I am so glad to see you here. That's incredible. And wow, I'm so glad I got to see you in there. So Throw that up for her. Let me finish going through some of this comp plan. So 25% goes to you. When I go and sponsor Corey, and Corey is just a customer, they're not going in the tree. They're not going to be participating in the comp plan. They're truly just using the product. Okay. Now, if that's a customer and you get 25% directly to you every single month that they're buying. Okay. And the rest of that money goes into the 2-team pay that funds all of the depth, okay, of the networking. So let's talk about it. If I bring in a premium plan, I'm going to make $13.50. That's how much I'm going to make every single month. That's the premium plan. Now, we also have a price that raises up to 55, 30, and 20. Okay, so that is what we're going to be with. And I'm so glad that we were able to do a customer bonus like this, because you can literally go build a big business just on the merits of doing customers. Now, when I talk about a big business, I'm talking about you can go make $1,000, $1,500, $1,600 a month just by doing customer acquisition. And you can go and compound it. And if you're great at doing customer service and making sure that they're staying on, if there's anything that you can do and reaching out to them, then you're probably going to be able to actually compound that over years and be able to take care of, a compounding growth pattern of it, like an affiliate. But if you're wanting to do it like a network, then the first way that you make money is called a fast start. And the way that the fast start works is that that's going to, again, based on the CV of whatever package they came in on, we're going to then pay 50% total out on that, and the rest of it goes into the binary. So how do I mean by 50%? Well, it works like this. If I personally sponsor Corey, I bring him in at the premium plan, that's 40 CV. I am going to make 40% on this first order. So I'm going to make $16 on the fast start bonus. Now, where I place him in my binary is going to depend on where the other 10% goes. It's what we call a placement sponsor. If I am placing Corey directly next to me in the binary, that means that he's either directly on my left or directly on my right, I am going to get the 10% as well. So I'll make another $4. So I will make $20 by putting Corey in the business on a premium level. But let's just say that between, I have both of my legs are taken, like on my left and my right both have somebody on it. That means I have to put him underneath somebody else. So if Mike is on my right and I want to place him on my right leg, I got to put him at the end below Mike. And now Mike's going to make that 10% or that $4, and I'm going to make the $16. Now, the way that works is, and the reason why we've done it that way is our dream of putting in the power line. This allows us to let everybody make money and to be able to tell people to hurry and get in. There's a check waiting for them. So there's logic behind it and why we've done it this way. But if it's directly to you, you get both. You get 40% if you're the sponsor of the person, and then 10% goes to the placement sponsor, whoever's directly there. Now, if you're looking at this, it all adds up, by the way. So if you got someone on your left and right and somebody was placed there, well, you already made the $4 off of the person that they placed there. So you've already gotten it anyway. But it's just a great way for us to implement the power line. Now, again, on the pro plan, it's got 20 CV. The basic plan's got 12.5 CV. So you can kind of see how the differences change. On the fast start, that's the 40%. And then, of course, you have the remainder going in the binary. So now let's talk about the way that the binary works. So we call it a 2-team pay because it's just that. You're building 2 teams. You're building a team that's going to go on your left and a team that's going to go onto your right. And so everybody is connected to somebody. All right. So at the very top, you've got a sponsor that's right above you, or maybe there are 1,000 people above you. It doesn't really matter. They're going to be on a leg of theirs, whether it be the left branch, right branch, left leg, right leg, whatever leg, however you want to say it. You're going to have one that's shared. Everybody has a shared leg. That's what some people call a power leg, because they're seeing overflow come down that leg from people that are sponsoring new people, but you don't know them. I tell people that's not your business, but it's your volume, because you get to count that volume towards your check. And so let me count this step down now. Again, we have two teams. We have our left team and we have our right team. And then once we've got that, the first thing I want to do is I want to go get somebody on my left and I want to go get somebody on my right. That's the first thing. If you can't learn anything else about this plan, if you just learn that, I get in, I put someone on my left, and I put someone on my right, and then the very next thing I want to do is help them go do the exact same thing. That's it. If I never did anything else in this business, if I just did that and I got out to duplicate, I could actually make unlimited money by only doing that. I can make up to $20,000 a week in the binary by doing that, just by getting volume through there. Now, the other thing is where you come in. Let's just say that this person right here actually has a customer that's purchased product. Remember that 75% or 75% of the CV on a customer also comes into the binary. So if this person had a customer, that 75% would come in at his position and roll up the tree. So your customer volume's also coming into the tree, and you're getting that volume running straight up. This has no limit on the depth. It goes to unlimited levels, to infinite levels deep on both sides. That's why we have to cap it at $20,000 a week, and this one way to make money, because it goes forever until you can max it out at the $20 per week. Now, after we get past the $20, what happens is every single week, they total up the amount of volume on your left and on your right. Now, I like the way that Dan explains it so that everybody understands that we always have the people who would say, well, I've got 10,000 on my left and I got 5,000 on my right, and you only paid me on the right side, so I lost getting paid on my big money. Well, number one, that's not true. It's just that it's sitting there waiting for you to balance, because the way that the two team works is it pays on both sides of the volume, but only to matching levels, okay? And the easiest way to figure this out, let's just say that you're earning 10%. 10% of the lesser leg. That's how you can normally figure it out. You can go up to 20% of the lesser leg, but let's just say you're making 10% on the lesser leg. And in this case right here, actually I'm figuring it out 20%, but on this case here, you have 60 CV on the left, you got 40 CV on the right, and I'm going to earn 10% of the lesser, that'd be $4. So I would earn $4 off of this 40 CV. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot of money, but it's starting to compound. Again, this is about numbers, right? So when you see a binary, I had 50,000 people in my binary in my very first MLM I ever did. And let me tell you, it just compounds so fast when you start seeing some momentum going, because it's all about compounding. So you just to realize that this will start to compound, and you can count all the volume from every purchase, every customer, every brand influencer purchase, every time they buy words, every time they buy credits, it's all following into the two team pay. And it rolls all the way up to you, and every week they pay whatever rank you are, you have a percentage, and it pays that percentage off of the lesser leg. In reality, what it's doing is, if it's paying 10%, it's paying 5% of the left and 5% of the right of the equal volume. You don't need to know that. All you need to know to figure out your check is 10% of the lesser leg up to 20% of your lesser leg, depending upon which rank you are. And rank, well, that's determined by how much volume you have. So the more volume you have coming through your tree, the higher rank you get, the higher dollars you get. So it's all about team building. There's nothing about one person in this tree that makes it work. It's all about team building. Everybody needs to help everybody else, and everybody needs to be pushing through together, because everybody gets to count everybody's volume. Now, some people will say, well, I got one leg that's great. I got one leg that's not. Okay. Well, that's okay. Then let's focus on the one leg that's not, and let's go get it caught up. And the great news is that we don't take volume away from you as long as you're active. So if you're staying active, let's just say that you have that 10,000 on one side and 5,000 on the other, they paid on the 5,000. They take the 5,000 from both sides, okay, because they're paying equal volume. So now I've got 5,000 left over on one side and nothing on the next going into the next week because I've already been paid on this 5,000. This 5,000 will remain over here until it's paid on, as long as you are active. Now, the minute that you go inactive and you don't have it updated within the grace period, then those 5,000 points will be flushed out and you'll start back at 0-0. So part of this great part of the plan is to keep that carryover going, because your legs will flip-flop as you're starting to build. You'll focus on one leg and it will grow, and then you'll go focus on the other one and it will grow, and they just keep going back and forth until eventually you just got builders on both sides and your business becomes super, super solid. So that's kind of the process of building this thing. Don't complicate it. All that stuff that I just told you, if you don't get it, just blow it out of your mind. You don't need to know it, because all you got to do is know how to do the duplication, which is this right here, this little bitty tiny pod. Put in one left, one right, and help them go get their two. That's it. After they put their two in, I'd be working with the next two down below. So I got 4 people to work with. And I'd be stressing the same thing. Go get your first 2. And I will tell you right now that if you put these first 2 people in and you do it in the first 48 hours, your business is going to catch fire as well. Fast is fun. Slow can be painful. And you just want to move your business as fast as you can. And if you just think of it as a business like that, you'll have great success in doing it. And this is how we're going to start training this BIO, brand influencer orientation, is to get it there and let us start to teach and train it. We're going to come up with some slides. I know that Corey's been a lot of work today on getting some slides in. So, hey, Corey, let me just bounce us back here for just a second. And let's just kind of walk through a little bit of some of the tools that they have. So have we pushed anything up yet today? I just need to go and approve them.
Yeah, we just need to walk through them real quick.
Okay, so we got new slides that'll be coming that I know everybody's looking forward to. And what's exciting is today, Corey, I got to do a lot of calls, talking to people, and some of them I had and it was great. It was like, I didn't plan on 10 minutes being not near enough time, but it wasn't, because I got to meet so many people I hadn't talked to yet, and to hear what their stories are and what they are desiring, it's so crazy. And it's so doable. That's the other thing. It's like people just don't realize that it's so doable. So new slides will help them, because they want those slides to go out and start to show it and do the plan themselves. And I think the other thing is that we talked a lot today about just how easy it is to go sponsor and not to get it so complicated. And I think that, for the last year, we intentionally spent so much time working directly on Ruby, because I believed that it was super important that we had a huge amount of evangelists that just love our product, that understood it, could train it, could teach it, and know it inside and out, and be able to go out and evangelize about it. And I think the Flex Connection has gotten there, and we have some great people in there, and some great people that know how to build this. And it's like awesome, because I mean, you start to realize that the product is so good, like we don't have to worry about it anymore. I mean, we're just constantly getting it better. I mean, that's the great news, right? It's just constantly getting better. But we have enough confidence now of who this product is and what it's going to be about, that I don't have to worry about it anymore. And so now the pivot happens. And now we're pivoting into building the network. And let me just talk about 2 things that are really important to understand about a network. People don't join the network unless they want to make money. Okay, that's the only reason they join the network. If they just want to use the product, they become a customer, they're not in the network. They don't earn any money. They just get the beauty of using Ruby. So if they do join, they get in the network. Why did they do that? They did it to make money. And so we have to show them how to make money. And that's what I'm so focused on right now, is getting you all to understand how to go build this to make money. And it has to happen in a very fast fashion. And so that's the pivot. And when you pivot into the network, I'm sure everybody in this entire chat can throw this down there, is if I'm focusing on a network, what am I focusing on? Throw it in there. Surely somebody has got the answer for this. I'm not focusing on the product. I am now focusing on somebody. Come on.
I know the answer, but I'm not gonna put it.
Come on. You can throw it in there. There. The answer is people. We're going to focus on people because people move product. So again, if you're building a network, it's all about the people. And we got to focus on that. And so if they want to make money, we have to talk about it. We're putting down some plans. We're finding out the things that work. And you know what? We're in the very early stages of this. But let me tell you where you are today and why your timing is perfect. There are certain like earmarks that happen when a business like this gets off the ground. I will tell you, most companies don't even get to a year. So that's one thing. And then the second thing is they don't have ways to ship product. They don't have ways to get things done. They just don't have the infrastructure. They don't know how. And so things fall apart. The other thing that happens is that after about a year, they start getting the wrong people that get into the business, and the wrong people destroy the culture of the company, and the company falls apart from the inside. And I will tell you, there's not one single network marketing company in the world that deals with a bunch of people that doesn't have drama. I mean, it's just people bring drama. But when you have the right type of people, you just learn how to work through drama. You don't let the drama destroy us, because we all have visions and dreams, and there's not one person that's going to create enough drama in here to steal my dream or let them steal yours. Period. If you're doing something wrong that's going to hurt people in this business, you won't be here. That's just as clear, and I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're the biggest money earner here ever. If you hurt people, then you don't fit the culture. And unfortunately, that's just the way it is. And if it's not meant to be, and that's a bad decision on my part, then I'd rather go down having ethics and taking care of people than I would have ever having a big check. And that's just the way I am. So where do we go now? Well, the first thing we do is we start getting more people, focusing on people, and we start putting people in the business very quickly. And we're putting down plans, and we're finding things that work, and we're going to find this perfect little system that's going to make things fly. We don't have a product that you have to wait on. We don't have to have a product that has to get shipped and delivered to your door. It's immediately in your fingertips that can wow you in a second. So then what do we have to do? Well, we have to learn how to talk about it. We have to learn how to talk to people about sponsoring people. So let me just give you a couple of the examples of what I would be doing. And I have got so many calls, and you're going to keep hearing it, because repetition is the key. It's the key to this whole thing. I'll say the exact same thing 50 or 60 times in the next two days. I'm on every one of these calls, because it's the same thing that I want you to be saying to your people when you come in. It's the exact same thing that I want you to hear 500 more times, so that when you're just sitting and talking this money, all of a sudden it just rolls out of your mouth and you didn't even think about it. That's when I know that you got it. And here's the reality. If you focus on the people and you do exactly what your leadership is doing, it's going to be contagious. It just keeps spreading down and down and down and down, and duplicates automatically. And when you start to see the focus of people, I mean, if you just kind of look at what we're doing right now with the I'm in, okay, I wanted people who are serious about building a business to go into the DM, put I'm in, and I took the first 50, because that's how many I thought, and Corey, I don't know how 50 came up. I am not able to handle 50 like I thought I could. I'm telling you what, you guys are going to tax me out, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'll work 24 hours a day to make it happen for you. But I'll just tell you right now, it's fun to see when you got 50 people who are excited about going and build something. You can go and light a fire with one Think what you can do when you got 50. And here's the thing, they're excited about it because they finally understand how they can go and share this. So this is the way that I would be talking to people to get in. If I just came into this business and I'm just now getting started, first of all, realize that there's no better time to help that person go get there too than the time that they first get in, because their list will never be bigger. They'll never have a bigger list. Nobody's told them no. Nobody said, I don't need AI, or AI is the devil. You know, they haven't had anything besides they're just waiting for you to tell them what to go do. So this is why it's all about setting it up. And you heard it from Chris doing it, you know, the way he was talking to people. And when you're sponsoring people and you're talking to people, you're explaining to them how you already have it, a goal for them and what they can do for them. And you believe that they can do this, and that you even might know them enough to say, man, remember this guy, remember that guy? We're going to go get those guys for you. I'm already planting in their head how they're going to go about getting it and getting moving. And this is kind of what I would say. You say it however you want. You say it in your own terms. You can be as polite and soft sell as you want. But I'll just tell you that for the people who are really soft selling all this, they're probably going to say, okay, well, let me go think about it. And I could probably come in right behind them with this very same thing, and they'd probably sign up. And this is how I would do it. Hey, man, I've got this incredible product. This AI product is so crazy. It's so much better than ChatGPT. I'm going in, it's 25 to 50 bucks a month. You go choose which one's best for you, but I need you to go there and sign up. I'm sending you a link. But dude, we're going to make so much money on this. I'm going to put my business together, and I need you in my business. So here's the deal. If it was $25 to $50 a month, and I can show you how to make a couple $1,000 a month, would you be interested in doing that? Because I think we can go do that in 90 days. But there's one catch. I'm not signing you up, and I'm not doing anything with you if you can't tell me that you're going to absolutely guarantee that we're going to go get 2 people in the first 48 hours. That's it. So I've already set them up. I told them what it is. The product's great. Go get in. I'll explain it to you later. But if you want to get in, I want to do a business, and I want you in my business. That's all I've done in this whole process. I want you in my business. Now, once I've got that in that point, I want to get them a value. Well, what's this business going to do? If I don't tell them what I think it's going to be able to do for them and what my goals would be for them, then I'm not setting up any kind of a goal at the beginning. So what I'm doing is saying it costs you $25 to $50 a month to get this product it's worth more than that anyway. And it doesn't cost you anything to go do a business, but I want you to go do it. So let's go put a goal. I think we can make a couple $1,000s a month in 90 days if we do this. Let me go show you how. Get in, but here's the caveat. I don't want you here and wasting my time, because I have to go and get duplication in this process. And if you're not going to really come in and guarantee that you can get me 2 people in 48 hours, I'll put you as a customer and I'll just take it away. Because at the end of the day, the worst thing you can do is waste your time. You only have so much time. And I go through these calls today, and people are like, I can give you 10 hours, and that's incredible. You give me 5 hours, 10 hours, give me 1 hour. Whatever it is that you can consistently do, that's what I want you to give. But guys, if you just had just a little bit of confidence that you could come in and start telling people how to do this, and then at the very end, you set it up and say, this is an expectation. If you did not get your first 2 people in the first 48 hours, I challenge you to go do that right now. And I'll tell you why. Because the mentality of the person who is sponsoring someone, if they haven't done it, what they're telling someone to do, it will come out something like this. Hey, now what we're going to do is we're going to try to go get 2 people in the first 48 hours. So go home, think about it, figure out who it is that you want to talk to, and then maybe we can get together tomorrow to do that. Versus you're going to get out and you're going to promise you're going to get me 2 people in 48 hours. I'll help you go do it. And if I know some names, we'll throw them out there. But whatever it is, we got to be committed to make sure we're going to get the first 2 in 48 hours. There's a big difference. And that confidence, like if you go and do it yourself, then it's an assumption from you when you're talking to them that they're going to do it. If you've never done it, then they don't believe that they can do it either. And so it's just a way that you should do this for yourself, and you should challenge yourself no matter what it takes. Just go get 2. And then go take it to them and say, I had to do it. Now you do it. I'll show you. You can do it. If you're committed to doing it, you're going to figure out a way to do it. And everybody makes that commitment. If you feel like you've run out of names, that's impossible. There's billions of people around this world. You're never out of names. You just have to go find them. How you get people into this business doesn't matter. But once they get in this business, it really matters. Because what's been going on in this business for over 130 years is still going on today because it works. And you still have to have a personal touch. You still have to be talking to people. You still have to reach out to them and help them. You know, if I was the best online marketer in the world, I could put in 200 people a day in 5 different companies, and I would be able to, this is the way I look at that. There's no way that those 200 people I just sponsored today will be able to do what I just did. How can they possibly go and duplicate what I just did? Because they can't build the website, they can't build the videos, they can't do all the online stuff, they have no way to do the follow-up, they don't have the whole system set up, they don't even understand how this whole thing works. They just got into a plan that got them excited and they bought in, and then they get in here and they have no clue what to do. And it's everybody else's problem. And pretty soon they get mad at Flex, they take it out on Ruby because they were misled and they got in, they had absolutely no way to do it. It hurts our whole company, it hurts everything. But that doesn't mean that we don't like the people that do the online marketing. If you've got somebody on your team that can do online marketing, you rally around them and you go down and you take those new people that come in and say, hey, we're so glad you're here. Let's do this. You got to get somebody in the first 48 hours. That's their goal. That's what we're going. And you start building down in your organizations, and you be grateful for the person who's bringing those people into the system for you, because they're your volume. It's your business. If you're personally sponsoring in that line, that's your business. Go help. Go do what you need to do. Invite them to a call. Invite them to whatever. If you can see them in your tree, then you need to be looking at how you can help them. And the last thing that I will say today is that your timing couldn't be any better. We have 2 huge seasons coming up. Like, we're in the middle of one right now. We're going to see this over the next 90 days take off and run from September, October, right up until Christmas and December. And then we're going to have a little lull. We get to enjoy a little bit of our spoils that we built up going into this. And we're going to have it until about the 20th of January. And slowly we'll ramp up for another 10 days. And then the game's on for the biggest run of your life. February, March, April, and May. It's going to be the most fun you probably ever had building the business. But we have to store it up right now. We got to kind of move now. We got to get some people in place. We got to get staged. You have to prepare for the next growing season in another growing season. And that means that right now, we got to get on this. That's why the next 90 days of what plans that we're putting together right now are so important that you just be committed to it. We're going to take a holiday. We're going to take some days off. We're going to enjoy a little bit of our family and all that. But if you put that committed time in right now, you guys will absolutely be staged to make a run of your lifetime, because I really believe in my heart that Ruby is about to take off. And Closer, when it comes out, it's going to be the ignition that will put twice as much volume in your business, and everybody's business will explode, and everybody will be buying in and getting this service. And now we have 2 sets of things that are just driving your business. But we have to get ready. We have to prep it. We have to get people ready, because when something comes out like that, you need to have as big of an organization so that when you drop it in, you got that much more compounding going on top of it. So spend the next day or 2 just preparing yourself. Make a commitment to how many hours you're going to put in. Set a goal. Figure out what it is, number of people that you need, or what's your metrics going to be, and then make a commitment to it. If you're one of those people that have problems with discipline and just making sure, find someone that can be accountable to. Find an accountability partner. It sounds dumb. Every business has one. It's called the board of directors, or it's called your manager. Everybody has one. This industry is no different than any other structure. It's just flipped upside down. And if you really want to see how you get your business going, take the eyes off of your goal And so once you set your goal, I want to make 5,000 a month. Maybe that's your goal. It's not about then how many people you sponsor. It's all about how many people you can get below you to make $500 a month. How many people can you get making $1,000 a month? You know, if you go get 10 or 15 people making $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month below you, you know how much money you're making? That's the way you do it. Put your focus on the people, servant leadership down below, and watch things go crazy. Focus on them, help their dreams come true, and yours just happens to be there. And usually it blows your mind what your goal could have been if you set it and worked for you, but it'll be way more if you just focus on letting them get what they want. You just have no idea the way that focusing on others and fulfilling their dreams, number one, it's life-changing. It's one of the things that's got me so sucked into this industry, because once you've actually physically seen a change in a family or a future or a legacy, from coming out of bankruptcy, coming out of not being able to get food, to being able to do things totally different and take the vacations and build the memories. Once you can see that transformation, you're kind of hooked. You get hooked in this business because this business can change lives. But you have to talk. You have to share it. And we have to show them why this business can do it. Ruby's amazing, but sometimes eating is good too. So with that, Corey, I'm going to wrap it up unless there's anything else that you would like to say before we go.
No, you know me, I've always got so much to say. I've been in the chat and everybody's fired up. I'm fired up. I'm excited. I can't wait to see what we do.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. We're going to take some big notices here in this industry over the next 6 months. And I just want everybody that's here right now to enjoy it. You deserve it. You've worked hard to be here. You sacrificed through the good and the bad. And right now it's going to be the super good. And it's just time for you to enjoy it. So don't let it pass. Go to work. Do the things that are giving you the blessings for being here early. Now go to work so we can do it.